this house would ban public shaming in social networks. Just to make it clear, public shaming is when posting something in order to hurt someone that didn't do any crime, but allegedly did something wrong, to the opinion of the poster. It's also important to make clear that the ID or a photo of this person is published. For example, someone took a photo of Bar Raffaele not giving money to a homeless person and then saying it is bad. Our mechanism is very simple. The activity of this guy, he won't be able to go into these networks after a few times, and maybe in the few times in the beginning, he will be fined. The status quo today is that anyone can post anything he wants in these networks. It's very simple. Doesn't matter if this guy he's talking about did this thing or didn't do it. He can post it. Our first argument is that these public shaming basically hurts and even destroys people's life because in social networks, everything spreads very fast. You can share, you can like, you can send it to your friend, but in the end of the day, everybody knows what you did. Everybody knows about this post, and you can't delete it. When a lot of people see this post and they think it's true, no. Even if this man did this act, or didn't do it, but these people think he did it, they decide this person is guilty, and they don't even know if this is true. What is going to happen to this person's life? What is going to happen to him and his day after day chagrin? When everybody think he is a bad person, maybe he won't be able to walk on the street comfortably because people are going to yell at him things, because people are going to look at him weird. Maybe his employer will fire him because he's doing a bad name or face to the company, or just he thinks he actually did it and really going to fire him because this is against his principles. Maybe some of his friends will leave him without talking to him and see if it is true, because in the networks everything spreads out real quick. It is almost impossible to fix the damages of the public shaming in social networks. These stories are spreading very quickly. They're coming to the news. Everybody knows it. And believe me, the news wants these stories. So even if the news know it's not true, maybe sometimes they will twist the reality. And yes.
Actually, if something is wrong, it's wrong whether it's in social networks or everywhere else. It's illegal to post things that are wrong. It doesn't necessarily connected to public shaming.
Maybe this guy didn't really understand what he see, and just immediately post this thing without talking to maybe Bar Raffaele that was late to something about modeling and couldn't just give money to this homeless guy. So it's very important to say it doesn't matter if this man did this action or didn't do it. The damage is unproportional. If the man did it, so the damage is unproportional. And if he didn't do it, so clearly it doesn't fair. So I'd like to sum up what I said and show you the damages. The damages are this public shaming hurts people's life, it destroys them. But you may say the opposition, but that way people can know about bad things going on. There are other ways. Maybe you see someone do something wrong, you can go to the police, you can go to the courts, I have no idea, but you don't have to ruin his life in our unproportional way. Thank you very much.
Hello. In this debate, I'm first going to introduce you our roadmap, and then I'm going to rebut the speaker before me. I'm going to talk about deterring bad stuff and improving our society, and how it can't be enforced. How you can't enforce you can't enforce public shaming, and then my deputy will talk about the freedom of speech. So now I'm going to rebut the speaker before me. You said that someone upload its opinion and it can destroy life, but I must remind you that this is an opinion. It doesn't necessarily be true. We are here debating about different opinions. We can do the same thing on social networks, because not every opinion is right. There are two sides to each coin. Opinion can be right or wrong, and you said that someone might upload some things that no, thank you. Might upload things that are not true, but this is illegal. It's called Chok Lashon Hara. You can't post things that are not true. Therefore, it's illegal here or everywhere else. This is not this law. This is not this debate. And as you said, that there are other ways to affect, but this is the most efficient way because it's getting to the whole society. So now I'm going to pass to my arguments. Why is it like that? Why it isn't banned? First, because you can't enforce it. You can upload posts and photos from your pocket everywhere you are. You can't really enforce it. If I want, I can post everything without knowing that it was me posting it. I can post from an anonymous source. Take an example. I can open an anonymous account, and post some picture or photo and post it, and that it will be anonymous. You can't know it's me. Therefore, you can't really enforce this law. Yes.
Why you think that it's like debate when in debate we hear the two sides, the two opinions, and in the social network you hear just one side without facts?
Yes, you hear one side, and then someone who those stuff told about him, he can say this is wrong, and his friends can say this is wrong. So this is an opinion. You can argue with opinions. It doesn't necessarily is true. Now I'm going to pass to my next argument. Why people do public shaming? Because something is not accepted by them. They don't like it. They don't want it in their society. This is their way to criticize them, to criticize the society. By banning them to say what they want, the social network will also lose its point. The social network is a place that you can say whatever you want, whenever you want. And the social network, by passing this law, social networks will lose its point. And also, you said that it might hurt someone's lives, but this doesn't necessarily the solution. What I'm saying that this is not a solution because you have bullies everywhere. You don't necessarily have it on social networks. There are more efficient way to do it. You can pass more lectures and increase the mudaut to these problems. No. Public shaming also uses as criticism. Take for example the chocolate plane incident. People upload videos and said that it is bad, that this is how our society looks, that this is not right, we should change it. This post, it's true, it shamed this woman who did it, but that what was a limit for our society. No one else will do it because our society said this is a limit, you can't do it. It was online, and as you said, it gets to everyone, and therefore everyone know the limits and know the limit of the society. This criticism, the public shaming, is improving our society. It's true that it might hurt someone, but this is the price that we must pay to get a better society, to get society with limits that we all accept. The public shaming put limits to society. No one will now do this bad stuff. It will deter things that the society don't accept, bad things. Or things that are not accepted. And to sum up what I said, I told you why we can't enforce it. This is like bullies that we can't enforce, or bullies in the web that you can't enforce, and also that how it will improve our society by putting limits to our society. Thank you.
I'd like to start right now. All right. So the leader of the opposition talked about a lot of stuff. He talked about freedom of speech. He talked about how even though the stuff is illegal, people still do it, so we can't stop it. And he also talked about why people do public shaming. I would like to rebut that. First of all, about freedom of speech. Freedom of speech ends the moment you hurt someone. And as we proved already, public shaming hurts. It hurts a lot. It destroys a person's life. So does it hurt? Yes. So does freedom of speech end? Yeah. It hurts It hurts rights. Many of them, in fact. The second thing he said was about two sides of the coin. But I'm going to talk about that in my argument. But the thing is, I'm going to prove that there is no second side in the coin of the internet, because the internet is a hive mind. It only listens to their own side and then ignores the rest. The third thing he said was that it's illegal, and that even though it was illegal, people didn't stop. But the moment we ban it, less people will do it. We can't. Of course, you can't completely uphold any law. People still murder, and it's illegal. But less people murder. There are not many murderers. You can uphold it. You can reduce it. No, sit down. Fourth thing, and the final thing is why people do public shaming. He said people do public shaming to show how society is wrong. But is that the way? We showed alternatives. The alternatives are small courtrooms. The police. Do we have to shame them in front of everyone and let the internet and let people not forget them, destroy their lives? Now to my argument. The internet and public shaming is simply a field court. The Prime Minister mentioned it. The moment in the internet, people just judge before it even starts. We already talked about how it destroys lives. But not only is it wrong morally, it's wrong to us as a democratic society that upholds democracy and justice. Field courts are not right. The internet is a field court. How is it a field court, though? Because in the internet, you come with a presumption that someone is wrong already. You can't even, and then people flock to it. Oh, he's wrong. Well, we should do something about it. Shame him. Tell him how bad he is. Destroy his life. And then the moment he tries telling something, it drowns in the comments of millions of people that hate him now, even though he may or may not have done it. It doesn't even have to be something big. It could be just not letting someone black pass through the line, and someone thinks, oh, he's racist because he did that, and then people call him racist everywhere. It destroys his life. People don't like him. His friends leave him, as the Prime Minister said. So not only did it destroy his life, we also did it in an unjust way. Let's keep talking about it after the POI.
First, I didn't say that his friends will leave him. I said that his friends can't support him because they know what the truth. They know the truth.
They don't necessarily know. Maybe he did it. Maybe he didn't. They don't know. He tells them, yeah, he didn't do it. But the internet tells them, yeah, he did do it. He's a horrible person. Who do they believe? The safe choice is to succumb to the hive mind and leave him. He's lonely and hurt. So we have an unjust court and people don't go to the alternative. They shame a person with morals that are wrong to society, with morals that we should not encourage. There are public shaming hurts the freedom of speech. Public shaming hurts the freedom of equal judgment. Public shaming takes things out of proportion, as Prime Minister said. Can we let that happen? No, we can't. Public shaming is not justice. To sum up, public shaming hurts people. Public shaming not only hurts people, it hurts our society. Ironic to what the leader of opposition said, it hurts our society, and brings it to terrible places. Thank you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I will today present one argument, that is freedom of speech. But before I we want to rebut what the deputy of the proposition said. First of all, yes, it is sometimes shaming publicly is morally wrong, morally. But if we don't share our opinions, it doesn't have to be particularly really bad something, or it can be reporting on something bad. And yes, it can be as well shaming someone to make someone laugh. But if we don't have a variety of different opinions in our country and ways that we can express ourselves, then it doesn't make us a better country. As a democratic country, we want to be enlightened with many different opinions, and not only have one opinion and one strong place to be. We want different opinions that we can choose from. Like, for example, the politicians, they have arguments and they argue of different things, and sometimes, yes, they shame each other, and that is a way to make us be convinced by them. So it can serve you in a way, and we agree it is sometimes morally wrong, but as my leader of my colleague said, we can't enforce the wrong places it happens. Second, you took it really far away and you said it destroys a life. The web is a big place, and sometimes if someone if someone posts a funny post of someone eating and fat, and it's shaming publicly the man, probably his friends will see it, maybe, I don't know, 200 people. The only people that millions watch through the web and social networks are celebrities, and they get shamed every day. And they still stay celebrities, and they have lots of money, and they're happy with their lives. So I don't see how it can destroy a life. And if we take it to another place, cyberbully as well can destroy a life, but it is banned. But it still happens. So what can we do about it? We can prevent, like my colleague said, we can try and support lectures on this stuff, and report and help kids understand to report about it. But we can't prevent it. It's not possible. It's anonymous. It's the web. Lots of children, and not only children, know adults how to anonymously tell something on the web or hack to places and publicly shame people. And now I will move on to my argument. Freedom of speech. Every human being has the right to say whatever he wants. It's something, but it's the right. It's a basic right, until it's a threat, of course, because a human being life is more important than publicly shaming someone. But it's the right, and as I said before, it's their right to post their opinion, or it doesn't have to be opinion, a picture. But it's still something that makes them how to express themselves. There are people that stay all the time at their house, and they only, through the computer, connect with people on the outer space of the world. Yes.
What happened with Garbus? What Garbus said, you know?
Who?
Garbus, Yair Garbus, you know?
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Are there any other questions that I can answer?
Yes. Is the fact that it can't necessarily be enforced mean that it shouldn't be condemned?
Can you repeat the question slowly?
The fact that opposition claims that you can't enforce it at all, so we shouldn't condemn it at all because of that?
No. We said it's not the right solution to the problem. The solution to the problem is having lectures and supporting kids and children and adults and all the world, all the peoples of the world, elders as well. That doesn't have to be only children. That to try to prevent the publicly shaming that is bad. Sometimes publicly shaming can serve people. It's not necessarily bad, and it sometimes can increase your popularity or how much you're famous, or politicians, or in other variety of jobs. So for conclusion, we should ban. We shouldn't ban public shaming, because it gives a variety of different opinions in the country, and a cultural aspect of everyone, and another way to express yourselves. Thank you.
To sum up this debate, I want to go to the main clashes and to explain you why we won in each of the clashes. And our Prime Minister talked about that it hurt people's life. It's not just hurt people's life. I want to say that it destroyed people's life, because when you have a job and the boss think that you do something that hurts the name of the company, so you get fired. It's not just that. Everyone think like that, like Yair Gabuz said something that is totally wrong, but now everyone shame him for what he said. So we want to destroy people's life about one thing that maybe they do or maybe not. You talk about opinions that in the freedom of speech, in the clash of freedom of speech, that they have the right to talk about opinions like debate. But opinions like that the two sides talk. The two sides, not just one. Not just one. And in the network, everyone think that is guilty. Think about that. No. Think about that. Who do you believe? To the victim or to someone that say that they're guilty? Okay. You said that it's always true, this clash, that it's always true because we have a law. But you said after that we can't prevent something that happened in the internet. So if we can't prevent, why it's always true? I don't understand you. Or you're wrong in the two clashes. We talk about the street court, the clash about the street court. We think that in democratic country, we have the right to have a court. If I think that someone acts me differently because I am Afro-American, so I can suit him in court, not suit him on the Facebook that I don't have proofs, that I don't have facts, that I don't have anything that can say to the word that I am right. I want to go to another thing. You said that it's make our society better, but you think that society better when we take people and destroy their life? This is a good society? I don't think so. I want to go about the damages. We have the damages that we suggest. We suggest damages that talk about someone that the life that he know over because of the internet, like someone suicide because something that say about him in the internet. Yes.
Suicide doesn't happen only because of the internet. It happens also because bullies, not only the internet.
No, thank you, but you're wrong, because when it starts, when they post this very good and nice post in Facebook, then everyone share that. Everyone know Israel is a small country. We don't need to go to the world. Israel is a small country, and then the press talk about that, and then everyone talk about that, and then you don't have a choice because everyone thinks that you are so guilty. Who believe you? Who believe the guilty? Everyone believe the victim. Okay? So the damages that we talk about is the damages that destroyed people's life, and we don't know if he wrong or right, because in our country someone is not guilty until we prove that, but we don't prove that, and then you have a damage that suggests that maybe someone hurt and maybe someone not. So we can go to court, like we said, and sue him. So this is democratic country, not like the democratic country that you suggest, and this is why we think that the government won in this debate. Thank you very much.
So I am going to summarize all our arguments and the clashes in this debate. And I think that there is only one clash in this debate, and the terror destroy clash. Okay? They said that they keep saying destroy and destroy and destroy, but I don't think that it's gonna destroy the life of the people. It's maybe hurt him, but we're living in Israel. In Israel, there is a new story in every day, and then the last event is forgot. The people forgot this event.
And I think that we need to do something else, not to ban the internet, the public shame in the internet. We need to erase we need to make the people to know that not everything in the internet is true. There is a lot of things that are not true, and that's what we need to say to the society. Because we want that they will know that, and that's a way. People will not. It won't destroy people's life just like that. People will think maybe it's not true, maybe it's true, and they will wait until the event will get clear, and they will know if it's real event or not. Any questions?
Okay, why you don't go to court if someone do something to you?
Court is won't do things, okay? Because it's in rooms, and it won't do something to the society. If we do it in the internet, everyone can see it, and then it will change the society to a better society. Because we want to put limits to the society, okay? To be the better society with good people, not with bad events like the chocolate plane or things like that. It will design our society to a better society, and the best society that can get. Okay. Now I want to say to repeat our arguments. We said that we can enforce it. You can enforce like you can't enforce the cyberbullying. You can't enforce. There is a lot of cyberbullying in our country or in this world, and no one enforces it because you can't. You can't know from what computer it came or from where. You just can't. And it's like pirate downloads. There is the website Pirate Bay. Why no one shutting him down? Because you can't know who downloads something or who won't, and you can't just go to his house and take him to the jail, because there is a lot of people that do it. I think that's almost 100% from the society do it. Okay, and yes.
You said the whole story is forgotten in a few days, but so why do we hear about people that suicide because of shaming, public shaming?
I didn't hear any stories about someone that suicide because cyberbullying, yes, but because some story on the internet, I didn't heard anyone that suicide because of that. Okay, so now I'm going to say our last argument is the freedom of speech. Every man has the right to react to every event or to everything. You have the right to say his opinion. If he can say it to his friends or in a blog, he can say it if he wants. So every man has the right to do it. Okay, and if we ban the public shame at networks, it still have a public shame. Okay, people will still in the papers or between their friends, they will still talk about it and events of a celebrity that did something, like Bar Fili that didn't give to homeless money. They will still talk about it in a Sunday meal or something like that. Okay, so to summarize, I want to say that we have three arguments that you can't afford that, the freedom of speech, and that the terror destroy. We need to deter it because we want a better society. Thank you.